Fred Ricciani of TSC News. I am shocked, not really all that appalled by the NFL, because I'm used to being appalled by the NFL for a lot of the things going on around the league, from Colin Kaepernick to the disparity in punishments towards various players, to the terrible dissemination of evidence through the analysis of evidence or lack thereof. And the more I've been reading about this Ezekiel Elliott case, kudos to Robert Lytle of Black Sports Online for doing extensive research on the Zeke case and the accuser. The more I read about it, the more it seemed very, very shady, and it seemed like Zeke may be able to play this NFL season. And, well, lo and behold, Friday, today, a judge has granted a temporary restraining order against the NFL on behalf of Ezekiel Elliott, and Zeke is not only eligible to play Week 1, but he will most likely play all of 2017, which is great if you're a Cowboys fan, which is great if you're a fan of due process, which is great if you want to stop seeing the damn NFL be a judge, jury, and executioner. I'm so sick of this. And look, I completely sympathize in regards to real victims of domestic abuse and any kind of acts like that, man. I really, truly do. I'm not a fan of Ben Roethlisberger. I sure as hell am not a fan of Greg Hardy at all. But I tell you this, man. You look at the facts. You look at based on what we know, the credibility or lack thereof of the accuser, the fact that in the investigation there were people that spoke up about the credibility of the accuser. Yet the NFL decided to hand Zeke 6 games. The cops decided not to pursue any charges. It wasn't like there was any kind of evidence of a hush-hush cover-up or anything like that with Ben Roethlisberger many years back. Like, this was, you could have suspended him a couple games, which some people might say is still unfair, but at least you could say, you know what? You weren't charged with anything, but at the end of the day, you surrounded yourself with the wrong people, and you got to be careful with who you surround yourself with. And if you want to say Ezekiel Elliott is guilty of bad judgment in terms of who he surrounds himself with, by all means, do that, and you can determine whether that deserves 1 or 2 games as a warning to say, hey, man, you got to stay out of trouble. But 6 games, when Josh Brown today quietly got 6 games, that bum-ass kicker who was actually linked directly to abusing his wife, there's actual, real, concrete evidence that he abused his significant other. Just kind of ridiculous. So, I'm happy for Zeke. I'm happy for people that are going to have to go up against the NFL in the future, players, coaches, etc., in terms of getting due process, real due process. I'm all for punishing people that do bad things. I'm all for handing out suspensions if it is warranted. I'm all for suspending players excessively, like 6 games, maybe a whole season, if the evidence warrants it. But the fact that the NFL did not do its due diligence, the fact that Roger Goodell did not do his due diligence, tells me that, you know what? They just wanted to make an example out of Zeke. They see him as this sexy young star, rising up the ranks, and, they wanted to make an example out of him so no NFL player misbehaves at all. And to me, that's kind of lame. Now, look, if there's new evidence that comes out that shows that Zeke is guilty, by all means, show me. But I've been going through this for months. Clock's ticking. I'm still waiting. I'm done giving the NFL the benefit of the doubt. I really, really am. As far as I'm concerned, they can piss off. And yeah, congratulations, Zeke. You're most likely going to play the whole 2017 season. I would appreciate it if you surrounded yourself with better people, not surround yourself with, people that have questionable credibility. Hopefully he learns from this. Hopefully he moves on, and hopefully he can rebound. And look, if he's as decent of a dude as most of his teammates say he is, hopefully he could get back on track, get those endorsements, do his thing. But you gotta remember this too, right? He wasn't charged. He got suspended 6 games. And not only did his career, kind of come into jeopardy, not so much long term, but, short term, in terms of making money and everything else, but his endorsements or potential endorsements. Think about all the money he lost getting suspended by the NFL for 6 games. Imagine if the NFL did its due diligence and chose just not to suspend him and say, you know what, we don't have enough evidence, we'll just fine you or something for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever. Zeke would have probably been fine with that, but The fact he was suspended for 6 games and they came down so hard on him with insufficient evidence. I mean, hey man, he's making a lot of money, but that still can hurt his livelihood. But folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this injunction? What do you think about the NFL's pursuit of trying to be judge, jury, and executioner, trying to be the Undertaker when in reality they're really not? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us, Facebook us, do what you gotta do. Bonus question, do you have any predictions for the Cowboys season? Smash that like button, click that subscribe button for more NFL updates. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the games. Unless you're the rest of the NFC East. Oof.